What's poppin', fam? Welcome to Don't Touch My Mindset, a podcast that is designed to uplift, inspire, and motivate you, and most importantly, share tools to help you protect that mindset. And we're back, just like that, recording. We are back live. Excited to be here. I feel like it's been way too long. What's going on? I'm your host, Jay Chase. Super excited to be with you. Sorry about the random mid-season break. Think I need it. I think I overloaded. Like I malfunctioned. My capacity was hit. We have grown since then. We are back with a new tone. Really, if you go back and listen to the previous episode, The Art of Letting Go, and how it's creating space, like naturally opens doors for new beginnings. Like when you let go of something, it naturally creates space for new beginnings, new doors to be opened. And I feel like that's what I've been going through. I've been going through a shedding season, getting into a new period. And here we are. Now we're back. Like, I turned 32 this week or in this last week as I'm recording this episode. I might just put this out whenever. But as I turned 32, I began my reflection process, understanding that I truly need to start being intentional with my life, my choices, my habits. That leads me towards my vision, my boldness, right? And so today's focus, today's mindset, as I draw from those reflections, one is we're going to talk about new beginnings. Like, it's okay, not like saying to scratch it all, but to build on top of what has already been built, to revise, to revisit, to relook at, and to embrace a new direction, a new beginning with clarity, purpose, and boldness. So I'm excited about today. I'm excited about diving into it. I'm happy to be back. Please, if anything resonates with you from this episode, rate, review, share with a friend, tag us on Instagram at @TheJChase or at Don't Touch My Mindset. If there's an episode you want us to explore, please email us at hello@don'ttouchmymindset.com. Like, reach out to us, let us know. Love you guys. Thank you. Let's get to it. I always like to start off with a quote, and today's quote comes from Meister Eckhart. And suddenly, you just know it's time to start something new and trust the magic of beginnings. I love this quote because of the way that it phrases the beginning, like the fresh start, the way that you look at something starting. It's the magic of beginnings, right? And suddenly you just know, like, sometimes it's not planned. Sometimes it doesn't come in this calculated formula, but it comes in a sudden surprise where it's time for a new beginning. It's time for you to shift. It's time for you to look at life in a new perspective, and that in itself is a new beginning. So today I'm talking about the power of new beginnings, right? Fresh starts aren't failures. That's point number one. I want you to write it down. If you're listening to this, put it in your iPhone notes, put it on your Instagram story. But fresh starts aren't failures. Starting over is not a weakness, and too often people resent starting over because they look at the things that they've built, or they look at the things that they've done. They look at how much work they've put into this point, and they're like, no, I can't start over. It's a sign of courage. It's a sign of trusting yourself and your newfound growth and stepping into somewhere where you haven't been before. It's a sign of courage. Fresh starts aren't failures, and starting over isn't a weakness, but a sign of courage that you're ready to take on something new. And no, we haven't conquered something, or maybe we have conquered something, and maybe we're scared to step into this new beginning, but I promise you, there's magic in the things that you're avoiding. There's magic in the work that you're avoiding. There's magic in moving forward. There's magic in beginnings. And that's why I love the quote so much, right? And so when you look at a new beginning, you got to look at it in a mindset shift. You got to look at starting over as leveling up. As I like to say all the time, new levels, new devils. And yes, that does mean starting over. That does mean a new beginning to a new chapter. This week I turned 32. Man, I didn't think that I would ever get to this point in my life. I remember being a youngin', being in my teens, right? Living reckless, living hard, making decisions, living selfishly, only living for me. And now I'm a family man. That's crazy. Now I got a big boy job. Now we got the podcast. Now we building an audience. Now we're building a brand. Now we're building a company. Now we're doing all of the things. And I'm 32. And like, I'm blessed to be at this stage in my life. And I'm like, yo, am I where I wanted to be? If I would have made it to 32 when I looked at myself from my teenage years? I don't know. I hope so. But if not, I think it's time to level up. And that's what I went to. As I reflected over the past 32 years, as I reflected going into my 33rd year, turning 32 on my birthday, I reflected and I said, it's time to be extremely intentional. It's time to really understand what I'm doing, how it affects my life, where I want to go with clarity, purpose, and boldness. And so I'm not looking at it as I wasted the past 32 years of my life. I'm saying it's time to level up. And with new levels come new devils. So we got to understand that when we let go of things, building off of last week, we create space. And every new beginning starts with a moment of release. We got a release of the expectations we used to have, the friendships that no longer serves us, right? The environments that no longer serves us, the habits that no longer serve us, all of those things we got to let go. And like, there was a moment in my life, in my sobriety, where I had to like cut off and let go that Jay that wasn't sober. That Jay that did go out all the time, that Jay that did live up to certain expectations or other people's expectations or compare myself to certain people. I had to let that point go. And I've grown in these past 8 years from that point to this version of me now. It's like, okay, Jay, now you can level up. Now you can step into the man that you really want to be. Everybody sees the growth in you. You ain't got to prove nothing. There's nothing else left to prove. Now it's time to take it to that next level. So I'm asking you, where can you level up and where's the new beginning in your life and your journey, right? And I want you to start fresh with intention. Like take a moment, step back and reflect before you reset, right? What chapter are you closing and what are you ready to begin? What are you ready to end? What are you ready to begin? Look at the lessons from what didn't work before and bring wisdom into this new chapter, not the weight or the burdens of the things that you let slip through the cracks in the last chapter. Like, let's close that. We're done with that. What am I ready to begin? Let's pick up the pen and we're going to start writing a new vision, a new chapter. And I want you to clarify the vision next. Like, after you reflect before you reset, once you look at the lessons of what didn't work and the wisdom that you're bringing into this next chapter, it's time to clarify the vision of where you actually want to go. And I've been doing this myself. Like, I've been asking myself these exact same questions. What do I want this next season to feel like? Is the very first question. And like, when I asked myself that, instantly I got the feel of accomplishment and intention. And I can only accomplish that through being intentional. So like, I really want you to ask yourself, what do I want this next season to feel like? Define your core values and goals for the new beginning. Personally, professionally, spiritually, like all of the above. Like, I've been having to renew my spirit. I've been having to renew my professional goals. And I've been having to renew my personal goals, my family goals, like all of it. And I'm like, yo, Jay, it's time to be extremely intentional in this next chapter, moving forward, going forward, right? And then we just set intentional actions. We start with small 1 to 3 steps that align with the vision. We don't got to do nothing big or drastic. We let go of perfection and lean into momentum. And that's the key that I want you to take away from this today, is that we're letting go of perfection and leaning into momentum. When we want to start a new beginning, when we want to start a new season, when we're ready to close a chapter, when we're ready to start something new, let's not lean on perfection, because that's going to do nothing but help us procrastinate. Let's lean on momentum so we can move forward, and then we can make mistakes at full speed and we can adjust along the way. Right? Now, there's common roadblocks that people accept, but Jay, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I have the fear of the unknown. Like, I get it. Like, there's so many fears out there that come with new beginnings and traveling to places that we haven't been before. And so when we look at the fear of the unknown as the number one roadblock why some people don't start new beginnings or close certain chapters or move into the next season of your life, I want you to start replacing that fear with curiosity. Start being curious of what could be that's on the other side of the door that you've had closed for so long. What could be actually fuels your growth. Being curious about what's next fuels your growth, right? Then some of us suffer from imposter syndrome. That's me, myself. Like, that's the biggest one that holds me back, is that I don't feel like I deserve it. I don't feel like it's not me. Like those type of things. When I'm trying to craft out a vision, I got to really place myself in it. And I got to get past the imposter syndrome and tell myself, yes, I have grown into this. I do deserve this. These are the things that I want in my life. And so you don't have to feel ready to take the first step. Courage leads to confidence, and confidence comes from competence. Once we know we can have the courage and the competence that leads us to confidence down the road to fulfilling our goals, fulfilling our vision, fulfilling our dreams and our aspirations, right? Another roadblock is comparison. So many of us fall into this place of comparing our dreams versus empowering our dreams, and it stops us before we even get started. I want you to focus on your path, at your pace, and your priority, not somebody else's. Focus on yours. And a lot of us lean on motivation versus discipline. And I want you to start putting discipline over motivation. We're no longer going to lean on feeling like I want to do this, feeling like this day, because the motivation's going to go away. The motivation's going to fade. You got to have the discipline to continue to show up for yourself and the future that you want to create, right? I ain't going to keep you guys here a long time today. I promise you that. So, right, we're going to start creating structure around your fresh start. Routines, boundaries, support systems, whatever it may look like, we're going to start creating a structure that we can lean on that gives us discipline when we don't feel like doing it, when we don't feel like being the best version of ourselves, when we don't feel like leaning into this momentum of a fresh start, all right? So before we do all of this, I want you guys to take some time this week and visualize yourself in this new start. Visualize this new chapter of your life. Visualize this new chapter of your life with confidence. Like, really see yourself in the place and then we're going to start developing a relationship with that new chapter as we bridge a gap. All right. So moving into this week, as we close, I want you guys to think about naming one area where you're starting fresh. Not if, could, would, but one area you are starting fresh. That's your challenge for the week. Write down 3 intentions for how you want to show up in this new area of life that you're starting fresh in. And then share your declaration with somebody. Share that I'm starting over, I'm leveling up, I'm giving myself a new beginning in XYZ, and share it with somebody. And for the next week, before you go to bed at night, answer one simple question. Who am I becoming in this new beginning? Remember that. Once you're able to answer that, once you're able to step into that, once you're able to believe into that, that's when you start embracing the courage to begin again. That's when you start embracing the courage it takes to have a fresh start and level up to that new version of you. Be intentional, not impulsive, and I need you guys to trust the process along the way. It's okay to not have it all figured out yet. It will come together. Trust yourself, trust your vision, trust where you're going, right? Next week, we're going to be talking about building routines and rituals to sustain your fresh start. I'm super excited about this. We're going to close out season 7, and then I'm going to bring you guys fresh new content, brand new content. We're back at it. New release days is Friday. I'm going to start getting these things out to you every Friday. Maybe we'll see how it does. Might go back to Wednesdays, might go back to Fridays. Who knows? I love you guys. Thank you so much. I hope that this has inspired you. I hope that this has uplifted you. I hope that this has helped you in some way to at least shift your mindset and how you see a new beginning, or how you see leveling up, or helping you envision what the next season of your life will look like. You know, I've done this many times. Starting over is not failure. It's not that you're missing something. Doing something new. Change equals growth. It just proves that we aren't meant to be stagnant. Embrace the change. Have the courage for the new beginning. Let's grow. Let's continue to stay focused, right? You know what? Matter of fact, until next time, stay focused, stay inspired, stay connected, and please, 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 don't let anyone touch your mindset.